Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Rain. So we recently stumbled across another very rare gem from the historical ballet side of the internet. And being extremely certified ballet history nerds, we decided that we can't not share it with you guys. This is a recording of the Kitri Act 3 variation from Don Quixote. Beautiful variation, so much fun. And this film actually dates all the way back to around 1940. So this is quite a long time ago.
Okay, like it wasn't that long ago, but because ballet advances so quickly and changes so quickly, I don't know, like time kind of warps in a weird way, so it feels like it was a long time ago. It's kind of like iPhones. It's like how they keep coming out with new ones, and then if you have one from even last year, it's like, whoa,
that's
who are you?
That's an old phone.
Let's put that in the museum.
Anyway, we do a lot of ballet appreciation here on this channel. We have a whole playlist dedicated to it, so go check it out. So we do a lot of appreciation on our current ballet in today's day and age, but it's nice to kick it back once in a while and to look at the ballerinas that really paved the way for where we are now. So we're going to become ballet history nerds today, and we're going to appreciate these ballerinas from generations past and the amazing job they do paving the way for today's dancers. If you are excited about ballet, or excited about history, or excited about ballet history, or if you're just really excited for the video in general, then hit the like button because we're super happy to have you here and we're ready to get into the video.
By the way, if y'all hear, chainsaws in the background, it's just the chainsaw neighbor just doing his chainsaw neighbory things. He actually had a couple guests over, including the construction neighbors and, what would you call them?
The roofing neighbors.
So if you hear like a lot of noise and commotion as if someone's like getting beaten, that's what's going on. They're not trying to be destructive or anything.
They're trying to be constructive, actually.
The first video that we're going to be looking at today is the then video from 1940. And this is featuring Sulamith
Messerer?
We'll put it up here. And she's going to be performing the Kitri variation from the third act of Don Quixote. Apparently this is from the Bolshoi Theater, but like from then. We're really hyped, and we can't wait to talk you through it. So here we go.
Wow, oh my god.
Okay, let's start right. We're already a quarter through the variation, would you believe?
That was hashtag vroom vroom super fast.
We'll definitely explore more in a minute of what the Kitris of today kind of look like, but I can tell you right off the bat, this is ridiculously fast for today's standards.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was kind of the focus of the ballet of that day, was how fast can you go and how unreal can you look?
It didn't even seem like she was rushing. That's what's crazy.
No, it just looked easy breezy, and it looks so effortless in a way, and it gives you the overall supernatural effect.
Yeah. Can I just say though, for the Piqué Battement Fouette, her arms were so high up.
Yeah.
Everything
she
was
literally
like,
went
it was
way
like,
up here.
It gives a very like
Explosive and festive.
Yeah, very festive because obviously it's her wedding variation.
Now this next section, I feel like the first thing is how much she uses her upper body. It's just very dramatic. Like the amount of bending she does from the waist is a lot. And then the very quick turn of the head is very dramatic.
Also with these little piqués here, like she's jumping up onto point, and I know in those days their point shoes were not like ours. Like look at her, she's like
jamming her toes into the floor.
These women are incredible.
They're absolutely
Can I just say?
Amazing. It's shocking because she has mastered the art of jumping just enough to get that elevation and shoving that foot down before she lands on it. So she's literally just switching her legs. So she isn't actually, smashing her feet into the floor. It's just she's so quickly switching her legs, and there is like a moment where both feet are off the ground, but yet she's not actually jamming her feet into the floor. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but it is complete mastery of that sort of coordination and then being able to accomplish this at a ridiculous speed.
And those little beats are so fast.
That was so fast. A little transition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and here the passage is different. Usually she does passe, 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 and then she does same like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and.
Yeah.
But she just does passe, 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 1 and 2 and then bourrée.
It's not often nowadays you'll see the bourrées, so that was a nice little detail. But the bourrées, I feel like back then they really picked up their feet.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's kind of like it's just a micro bend of the knees, and it looks like just a little shimmer. Like a shimmer. But this was like a sewing machine needle.
Yeah. Again, with her really sharp head movements.
Yes.
And just like when she does those 2 passes, she's like all the way over this way. That like even that it's very, very dramatic from like what we're used to doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we will bend a little bit, but not for those passes necessarily.
Those passes, like, we usually try to stay up straight just because it's easier to get the lines moving. It was very expressive. Mm-hmm. Very expressive. Her head changes before the passe.
Yeah, you're right.
Her head is so fast.
Yeah, it's like the head leads the movement.
Yeah, the head initiates the passe.
Yeah.
Which it gives a very nice effect, I think. It makes it that snappy quality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Woohoo! That little jeté! Like, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and go! I was like, oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It's shocking, and I think that unexpected nature to any performance is really what gives the audience a lasting impression of your performance.
For sure.
Being amazing.
That was...
I've watched this before, but every single time I watch it, it just seems just as thrilling. Like, you feel like it's on fast forward, but you know it's not that. It's just her ability to move that quick, and it's absolutely astounding. That susu, though.
Just like prep
it was like
and go.
Yeah, it wasn't even a susu. It was mostly just prepare and go.
Prepare and...
And the chaînés were on demi-point.
That was
point.
Very different from today.
Wow.
And it was way fast. And I want to go back and see it again because that was just... And here we go.
Again.
To the end pose, it was just like, bang! Stopping on a dime.
It wasn't a classical ballet position, the end pose.
Yeah, the end pose.
I've seen them finish tap number, like from back then, like the black and white films.
Yeah.
They finish their tap numbers in that position. Not even a tendu back or Alice Condor or anything.
Yeah.
It's just you step out, stop the turn, ta-da.
Yeah.
Like that was the end pose for, I guess, that certain time period in the dance world. So that was very, very interesting. But again, the way she can turn so fast and then stop, freeze,
no retardando, no chasse into it, no slow down your momentum. It was like bam, 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 and then you're done. Wow.
That's it.
That was so
Bravo,
good.
Sulamith. I'm sorry, I can't say your last name.
I like interpretation-wise. I like this.
I do too.
A lot. It has the Kitri that we're looking for, and it ties in with Act 1 variation really well.
I think so, because it's very flashy and very showy. Like, she is bringing her all to her wedding party because, it's her victory moment, and she's showing off everything that she can do, how fast she can go, how amazing she is.
Yeah.
So I think that really brings that sort of character into the spotlight of this particular variation. Mm-hmm. Astounding. It's mind-blowing. Groundbreaking. Astonishing. Bravo.
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 That's all I can say. Encore! Okie dokie. Moving on to our more recent recording of Kitri Act 3 variation.
Mm-hmm. This is Evgenia Obratsova. We all know her as Cupid, but she actually is a fantastic Kitri as well.
Okay, this is actually a very recent video. This is from 2021.
Amazing performance, and I think it really does showcase the way the variation has evolved. Because there are, if you didn't know, there are like 2 different versions of Kitri nowadays, but this is the one that's most similar to the one that we saw with Sulamith. Anyway, here we go.
First off, she has a fan.
Ta-da!
So from 1940s till now, we have definitely incorporated a fan.
Just because she started the ballet with a fan,
She's gotta
we gotta end the ballet with a fan. So
Exactly.
here we go.
Already way slower.
Yeah, way slower, and definitely more emphasis on the positions.
Yeah.
I think that we had a lot more of a hold here in this attitude.
Yeah.
Just an emphasis on how long you can hold the position while still being musical.
Yeah.
And coming down at the right time.
Yeah, I feel like in the older recordings, it was play with the music by pushing the music a little bit and like going faster than the music. And nowadays, it's more like, can you draw out the music? Can you add a little bit of
Extra.
pause and then catch up with the music?
Yes, both
But,
are correct.
Yeah, both are correct and both are,
acceptable.
yeah, exactly.
Although this is more what dancers are inclined to doing in this day and age. In the battement fouetté and in basically any time you're holding a position in nowadays ballet, the emphasis of when you're holding still
Yeah.
is to not actually be still and silent, but you're always extending the position
Yeah.
a little further. And it doesn't make a dramatic impact on the position sometimes, but like usually it's a very subtle thing, but you can definitely tell there's an energy of expansion
Yeah.
in the position itself.
On these piqués, she like stepped out way more than
back then.
than we saw back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we're really trained to, instead of like if you were to extend your foot, instead of stepping right here, we're told to extend further than your leg actually reaches.
Yeah.
And then step
step
up
out.
onto your shoe. In the 1940s one, she was stepping very much like underneath
herself.
Yeah, underneath right where she was already.
And here she makes those beats very, very, very clear.
Yeah.
Not just the beats, but the finishing point.
Yeah.
Beat, out. And then it stays.
Yeah.
And it keeps lengthening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a common theme throughout modern ballet.
Which is maybe why things slow down. Because it takes time to lengthen.
It does. It needs that extra space and extra room for the dancers to do that. So that's probably why we've slowed it down to like 3 times slower.
I think the slower tempo makes it seem a lot more nonchalant. She seems a bit more relaxed. Overall, everything's very much like, oh, look at my foot. Oh, look at my foot. And less like, look what I can do.
Yeah, I think nowadays the focus of the character kind of shifts from the party showstopper from like then. And nowadays it's more she's just trying to be, you know, a goody two shoes, do a nice dance for her friends, but also show off, but like secretly showing
Yeah,
off.
like more subtle.
Yeah, it's subtle. If you'll notice, we're going over this section so many times, but if you'll notice in this section, she stays a lot more straight up and down in terms of the relation of her torso to the rest of the leg.
Yeah.
She doesn't bend over quite so much as Sulamith did in 1940.
The head is definitely not as dramatic. You know, in the 1940s version, she turned her head a lot
All the
more.
way to the
Yeah,
side.
all the way side. Whereas this one, she keeps her head sort of more straight and is the epilogue more with the shoulders. You know,
Yeah.
she'll do passe, 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 and she'll just change
Exactly.
the angle a little bit, so it gives the impression that her head's kind of turning, but it's not really turning
Yeah, not
too
all that much.
And she does look over, but it's not a whole
It's not.
look
looking
at the
over me.
foot. It's just very
Subtle.
slight. Yeah, see that balance again, holding the music.
One thing else I wanted to point out here is how much more subtle the bourrées are. Like in the old version, we were focused on picking up the feet as high as possible.
Yeah.
And now here you're seeing that shimmer that we were talking about earlier. It's a lot smaller of a movement, I guess.
And even here with these passes, you can see the front back
Yes.
of the passe. Yeah, everything's very, very clear. Transitions are everything.
And the chaînés are on point.
Yeah.
And the ending pose, we're in the attitude derriere.
Yes. And also, instead of stepping out of the chaînés, she chasses out into that attitude.
There's a lot more of a preparation that goes into it because it is a more extravagant ending pose. She takes her time and then she goes into the ending pose, which is very important because you've just been turning. And I mean, if you've ever done it, you know, if you don't slow down your momentum, you try to hit that attitude and you're just gonna keep turning.
Yeah.
And it won't be so much of a pose anymore.
Because she doesn't have the liberty of stepping down on a flat foot. She has to end up on point, which is much less traction, much easier to spin out.
So that is our little secret. It's subtle. You don't really notice that it's there, but for us it is everything if you want to finish it strong.
Bravo to Evgenia.
She did it.
Iconic, legendary ballerina.
Yeah,
such
beautiful
a good job.
work.
Alright, so that was Kitri Act 3 variation, then versus now. And we hope you guys could appreciate both versions with us. Both dancers did an amazing job.
Bravo.
Applause to Sulamith and Evgenia, both amazing ballerinas that really are the epitome of ballet in their respective ages. Not what's trending at that time, but kind of
like that.
Yeah, I think it's cool that speed was trending then and length is trending now.
Yeah.
I wonder in the future.
What's it gonna be like in the future? Make sure you press the like button for these two amazing dancers that we got to watch today. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already and you really love Ballet Nerd content, consider subscribing so you can join the Ballet Nerd tribe and have fun with us every single Saturday.
I think that is all from us for now. So this is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye!